Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Folks, uh, welcome to the show. This is Farooq Mirza from 4th Pillar TV USA's program, Washington Global Forum from Washington, D.C. We welcome Professor Dr. Gholam Mujtaba Saab from New York. Dr. Saab, thank you very much for coming to the show. Dr. Saab is a chairman, Pakistan Policy Institute. He is a strategist, community activist, and foreign relation expert. Dr. Saab, we have a very important new updates from Pakistan. Um, the Saudi defense minister, he met with the army chief, and uh, there is a beginning of a new relationship, a strategic relationship. Many decisions were made, and we are expecting also release of some money from Pakistan that will help for the Pakistan's financial situation. The second, there are two kinds of wars right now erupted in Pakistan. One is one political party, his head, he announced and staged a war against Pakistan Army and its leadership and its departments. A very dangerous situation. And the second war started between the terrorist TTP, a proxy of the Taliban. Right now, they occupied Afghanistan. And one of the Taliban general today, he threatened Pakistan. He insulted Pakistan's foreign minister. A very loud message he gave, and he also threatened to stop water coming from Afghanistan to Pakistan. And he made a mockery that shows extreme hatred. It also shows that the way they are using Tariq Talban for their to pressurize Pakistan so that they can come back to the table uh, and get notice of the world. But at the same time, the State Department, the representative, we issued a very positive. Uh, this is the second time statement they issued, and they said Pakistan has right to protect itself, and whatever the arrangements they will make, this is their rights. And also, we heard that almost 15 million US dollar they also spared in the budget control the situation on the Afghanistan Pakistan border. And in the same thing, there is another new development. The one of the terrorism department is targeted, and we heard that the two provinces in KPK and Punjab, there is a rule of the same political party stage war against Pakistan Army leadership and the former leadership, and it could there would be a possibility that the lack of communication or lack of sharing proper information, especially two high-ranking CTD officials, they were targeted, located, and attacked them, killed them, and they made a safe escape, and nobody arrested them so far. But the PTI is ruling Punjab, and so far the entire mechanism is so disturbed. And we will talk on these different issues. First of all, Dr. Saab, the uh, the first war that the Imran Khan staged against Pakistan Army its leadership, and they were fighting on different fronts. Initially, they used their social media, and and a lot of people they were arrested and they located, and still they are active on social media and blaming them now, accusing them now. They involved the Pakistani actresses for the character assassination. The secondly, they started a physical by word of mouth, giving a direct statements and disclose all the secrets. What was the level of their working mechanism now? Is everything is coming out. And the thirdly, they start they plan to divide the military leadership and also divide the institution and its departments, and a lot of secret revealed and now on the public. Dr. Saab, this war, one of the political party, his head, he lost his regime and he's so furious. And do you think it's a natural or some other elements are involved or some foreign uh, enemy mindset or these elements involved they are pushing? And so far, the federal government did not arrest them, penalize them, even uh, the courts they are quiet and everybody is spectator looking to this dilapidated situation. Dr. Saab, what is this, please? Go ahead, Dr. Saab.
Thank you very much, Farooq Mirza Dr. It's again a pleasure to be here in your program. Uh, in order to discuss the issue, we have to take the thing in a holistic manner. And when we talk of holistic approach in diagnosing a disease means we have to study the entire body and the relevance of each and every part of the body with the current or current stalemate or pathology. Not that this hand is giving pain on the shoulders. It is not. There is a headache. It is not the pain in the stomach ache. Question is, what is the issue there that is creating problem on the forehead, on the shoulders, on the stomach? This is all interrelated. The problem what we have is why there is a threat to domestic security, why there is a threat to the security on the borders of Pakistan, why is there a threat for Pakistan outside of Pakistan. In order to discuss that, we have to take the thing in its entirety. And what is the issue here, and how can that issue in dealing with the disease? For that, I would bring your attention
यानी वो जो चूंकि बराबर ममालिक थे वो हमसे कभी निकल गए। तो हम कभी किसी जमाने में पाया हकारत से देखते थे या ये सोचते थे कि ये क्या है। आज वो कहीं हमसे आगे चले गए माशी दौड़ में, समाजी दौर में, और हम आज 75 साल बाद आज कशकोर लेके पढ़ रहे हैं।
this was Shahbaz Sharif. He said that what is the reason Pakistan is lagging behind after 75 years of history. When countries who got independence after Pakistan, tiny countries which had no significance, have become prominent at world stage, and we are still moving our kashkol, asking, begging for money before international. Now, what relevance does has to the constitution? When the economy is weak, it becomes Rwanda. When the economy is weak, it becomes. When the economy is weak, it becomes Libya. When the economy is weak, it becomes Yemen. And when the economy is weak, the Soviet Union breaks up into 8 republics. There is balkanization, unrest. The major factor that is bringing the situation in security lapse, not the weakness of the defense of Pakistan, is not the weak law enforcement agencies of Pakistan, is not a lapse in security made by Pakistan. The only is that Pakistan's economic conditions have gone so bad that we are hardly in a position to control these things. We don't have funds. This is the statement of the sitting Prime Minister, that we are begging before powers. We are begging even for $15 million, as you mentioned. I read to you something here, just one second, and bear with me. This is Christian Science Monitor, very famous news media, dated March 26, 1981. General Ziaul Haq refused to get money from President Carter, who offered Pakistan to deal with terrorism intrusion of the Soviet forces in Afghanistan. In 1981, President Carter offered $400 million to Pakistan in 2-year installments of payments. General Ziaul Haq came up and he said, no, President, this is peanut. This is the word he used. We do not want peanuts. Either you support us, give us substantive support, or we deal with the situation ourselves.
But Dr. Sahab, you are
Reagan administration. This is very important for people to understand the history of Pakistan. Then the Reagan administration offered Pakistan $500 million each year to support the intrusion of Soviet forces in Afghanistan. This is what it is. When the government is strong, $15 million, what are you talking about? Each house in the defense of Pakistan, whether it is Karachi, Lahore, is 1 million US.
Dr. Sahab, this is not my
15 houses. No, for your audience to understand what $1 million mean. $15 million means 15 houses in the Karachi.
Dr. Sahab, this is not my question. I asked you. I'm talking about one of the political party heads. He staged a war against Pakistan military and its departments, and he opened a different fronts. I want you to cover this one. What is this? Is a psychological reason, or is it just a habitual, or some foreign networks or anti-Pakistan forces involved that pushing him or designing and keep pushing and bring to that point where now they almost cross a red line and still nobody's taking action.
Pakistan being strong financially, Pakistan's defense force strong financially to make troop movements, these people would not have dared to act within the domestic environment of Pakistan. This only happened because we do not have finances to meet this. This is the right time to take domestic action and chaos and lawlessness in Pakistan. Does that answer your question?
Dr. Sahab, let's come back to the second war that has just started. The Tariq Talban, basically now the way the General Mubin, he issued a statement and made a mockery of our foreign minister, and he asked him a khusra, a eunuch, a no man. It's a very, very dangerous thing that on a diplomatic level, nobody use, or no country or any diplomatic this mission, they use that kind of language against other countries. But this is the same language that the former prime minister is using in Pakistan, and the same tone we observed. So this, secondly, they attacked terrorism department, counter-terrorism department. Initially, in KPK, they attacked on CTD compound. Now they located their target in Khanewal. Both KPK and Punjab ruled by the Pakistan Tariq, and how you will define this growing terrorism situation, and the federal government is not taking action. The courts, they are quiet, and even do you think it's a lack of miscommunication, or why it's too hard to take this business as a normal?
See, the point is, where is the root of this state? This state. If there is some casual, someone who is responsible for this, if you have the answer, I have the answer that those two officers of Pakistan are highly effective terrorism. There is a genuine question here. Why these terrorist activities not taking place in places where there is no PTI provincial government? For example, in Sindh, PTI does not hold the provincial government and writ of the government. There is no terrorist activity. It is also part of Pakistan. Then PTI does not hold a grip in Balochistan, and there is no terrorist activity in Balochistan. But the TT activity is only taking place in places where there is PTI government. That means it gives you a clue that there is some footprint of the PTI in the entire. It could be suspected. To suspect this, one is genuinely right to say that why this is happening in Punjab and KPK only, not in other provinces. Yes, there is a truth in that.
Dr. Saab, if this is a situation you mentioned, then it means the military and its departments, they have uh, they have no right now rate. Even the federal government has no rate. So what's about if they will start hammering, or if they start attacking other provinces? So what will happen? Do you then what the Pakistan military and the law enforcement has option, whether to take control or take over Pakistan by force, or amicably, or change regime as they used to do that? Because the terrorism will definitely deteriorate, destabilize Pakistan, and uh, the defense and the military will not gonna happen that.
That is, to me, the truth. The question is the military has shown the muscles as yet. Military ready to show the muscles, then it will be a different ball game. How long is the military to tolerate that these issues until the time there is organization in Pakistan, or there is a complete debacle economically? Is that military going to tolerate that? Is the military in Pakistan in the last 75 years had been limited to the borders of Pakistan? Is that true? No. The military has been considered as the most important component of Pakistan's national security. Even at the time when the civilian rulers failed, the military had to intervene 3 times. Ziaul Haq, General Ayub Khan, and Pervez Musharraf. There's no way the military is going to remain isolated if things go that. And these are the defining moments of history. There's no way that military is going to sit idle and see the debacle of Pakistan like what happened in East Pakistan. I suspect that no one is going to tolerate such moves where Pakistan's dismemberment is imminent on economic conditions, and that is based on corruption. How many have ruled Pakistan? There are only three major parties that has ruled Pakistan. One Pakistan Party has ruled Pakistan for in the last 40 years or 50 years. Two, Pakistan Muslim, in one way or the other form. These lotas in different shapes have ruled Pakistan in the past 50 years. Then it is the military leader, not the military institution. Let me make very clear to your audience. We are not against the military. We are saying against the institutions of Pakistan. We are talking about the greedy leaders who came up into leadership cadre from the military. They ruled 30 years. These who were brought into power, they ruled 30 years of Pakistan. So these are the leaders who are responsible for the debacle of Pakistan, what Pakistan is faced today. Had they not ruled, had there been democracy like what is happening in India, things would have been different. But again, the question is, and that I was asked by Judge Anita Jamal of the Circuit Court of the United States in my speech in Houston 4, 5, 6 years back. She asked me, what type of democracy do you expect in Pakistan? And why that democracy is not coming up in Pakistan? Why that democracy is not showing up in Pakistan? And I said to her, answering your question, let me give example of Chinese food. Chinese food, when cooked, has a Chinese food. Cooked in Pakistan has a Pakistani taste with Indian spices. Chinese food when cooked in Saudi Arabia has an taste, and Chinese food when cooked in the United States has an American taste. So democracy has to be blended to the taste of the local people. In order to do that, once had we done that, Pakistan would have been a flourishing democracy, even there were threats in Pakistan. We do understand that Pakistan has faced wars after wars. Pakistan has faced so many external threats and internal threats through conspiracies hatched by foreign powers. Pakistan has given lots of sacrifices in its war in Afghanistan. Pakistan has been a key for the Middle East, had been a for South Asia, had been an outlet Central Asia and Pakistan's significance here. But having that, Pakistan has to come up to the expectations of the international community in dealing with the problem the country is faced with. In order to do that, in 1940s, when America and allies were losing war at Normandy, that was the last end game of World War II. We got a leader, the Allied forces, the United States. General Eisenhower went to Normandy and said to his troops, look, men, you have to stand up and fight till the end this war. You are the winner. He brought up the spirits of the people high. Those airmen bombing the anti-Allied forces, Japan and Germany. And that was the decisive part of the Second World War, or after Eisenhower's speech. That people that inspired the troops, and they were losing the battle. They won it. This is how it happens. This is called leadership. And this leadership is known as situational. A situational leader is a leader who acts on the circumstances at very moment in that vision. And this is what Pakistan is lagging now. Institutional leader. What type of lead do we have? If you ask people what leadership means, they will have no answer. A leader is the one who has a vision for generations after generations. He can do things 2 generations ahead. That is a leader. And a manager is the one who manages Punjab government, knows how to deal with Punjab, how to deal with the contractors, how to give contracts. That's a manager. We are trying to bring managers of different factories, the steel mills, of textile mills to run the government. No, sir. This cannot run the country. The leaders who have the vision to look forward for years and years for them just to grow. That is called leadership. Pakistan has not got a leadership as of these people who are metric fail, who are inter fail, who are BA third divisioners, were brought to rule the country, there had been so many people who are accomplished, who are competent, who are educated and exposed, were not brought to the leadership cadre, and that was all deliberate.
Dr.
This
Sab,
action on
doc,
Pakistan's leadership.
doc,
Pakistan has to bring the right leadership who can come up to the international forums, not like Bilawal Bhutto, because he is the son of Bhutto. So he becomes the foreign minister of Pakistan who has no performance. And when Taliban say that he's a duffer, he is a duffer. 15 million for Pakistan in fighting terrorism in Afghanistan borders is just what you have done in the United States for months and months. Foreign minister with all protocols. What do you out of that?
Dr. Sab,
Pakistan with that.
Dr. Sab,
And when says that he's a duffer, I second that.
no, Dr. Sab, Dr. Sab, I will not appreciate what he said. He is a high-ranking Taliban's journal, and the way he used his language, he can have a difference of opinion. He can issue any statement, but not making a mockery. Pakistan is a sovereign country and the neighboring country. This is extreme disrespect, and on diplomatic level, nobody can appreciate it. Whatever. Secondly,
I do not agree with you.
yes,
Pakistan and Afghanistan
Dr. Sab, come back
countries.
to Dr. Sab, come back to.
Let me give you my viewpoint. I agree
Dr.
with
Sab,
you.
take another question, please. Take another
No,
question.
let me clear this.
I will come back to you, sir.
If you want my opinion, let me make it very clear.
Yeah.
That Afghanistan are brotherly countries. This sort of thing has happened with frustration in Afghanistan. Afghanistan dealt in the right way. But manages to deal Afghanistan as a trump card in war against terror. This is not right. This is justified. When Faiz Hamid went to Kabul and they started drinking
Dr. Sab,
coffee, what
Dr.
was
Sab,
that?
let's
What did he throw off?
Dr. Sab, this is not the reason. Dr. Sab, this is not the
the National
reason.
Security Advisor of Pakistan.
Dr. Sab, please, Dr. Sab, we are not going to that.
What was that?
Dr. Sab, we are not going to that. We are not going to that route. Pakistan did a lot to create a peace in the region, and also to make a peace within the Afghanistan. Pakistan
That's your
has
opinion. I am
very
giving
potential.
my opinion. If you
Let's
want
come
to
back
defend
to
with your opinion, you have all the right
Dr.
to say.
Sab, let's come back to one of the political parties had. He staged a war. I think is as dangerous as Tariq Talban is now hammering and attacking counter-terrorism department in different part of Pakistan. My question is to that, if there is a mindset to malign and divide Pakistan military and its department, disrespect and issuing and making scandals and involving them in different plans and plots. What's about uh, the motive? Uh, the visibly we can observe that the motive is to not only malign Pakistan Army its department, but also distance, creating a distance between public and youth. And now they succeeded almost like a 20%. They are claiming they are against, and the social media they are also uh, 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 making a negative campaigns. What's about if enemy, uh, like say from India or from Afghanistan, any big move uh, comes within the Pakistan, and the public is not responding, and the youth is not responding, and the military and its department they are standing alone. What happened in Afghanistan? You see, the public did not stand with the uh, Taliban, the Taliban, the previous government, and they stood by Taliban, and they occupied Kabul very easily. So, if the public and youth is not with the military establishment, how dangerous is that element? Do you think this is the time to shut up and to shut these voices and to eliminate these mindset?
I disagree with your question in its entirety. Why? This question has response within the question. What you're trying to say is a threat. The army needs a support from the civilians in order to meet the threat. In other words, what to portray is the civilian government, support of the civilian government is needed. No, this is a bias. The army does not need the support of a civilian government in order to handle Pakistan situation.
I'm talking about general public, sir.
Yeah. He does not need a support of any political power to get support from the masses of Pakistan. Pakistan's masses are with the Pakistan's armed forces, no matter who rules the country or
There is
or
no doubt
not
about that.
rule the
There is
country.
no doubt about that.
Okay, no. Let me make it very clear thing. Now I have to give you my opinion. Pakistan army is not dependent on any political forces or partisan approach to get the support from the masses. Masses are integral part of Pakistan's defense forces. Each and every family is represented in the Pakistan. There is no doubt when there is a loud from the army to extend support for Pakistan's defense, they will all buy with the Pakistan's forces. This is not conditional based on any partisan approach to the Pakistani political parties who are come in power on the Pakistan's armed forces. Let me make it very. This is very clear to the United States. This is clear to the allied forces. This is very clear to Saudi Arabia. This is very clear to UAE and all allied forces that Pakistan army has the only right in Pakistan. Pakistan's defense forces has the only in Pakistan. And had there been a need, the government can be toppled without resistance in Pakistan if they do not come to the expectations of the national security of Pakistan. And the time is coming very close now that Pakistan's civilian leadership is not coming to the expectations of Pakistan. They are not serving the interest of Pakistan, serving the national security interest of Pakistan. They are not serving the foreign policy of Pakistan. They are simply corrupt, inept, uneducated, and they are not needed more. In the last 70 years, they have attacked Pakistan. In order to put Pakistan at the right roadmap of progress and prosperity, Pakistan needs a strong leadership from the military, and for few years, in order to revamp the entire country from this corruption and embezzlement of funds. Pakistan is not going to receive any international fund unless Pakistan provides ample support, proof as to how Pakistan is going to be run with honesty, dignity, and integrity. Pakistan's judicial system, Pakistan's economic, and Pakistan's foreign policy totally collapsed.
Dr. Saab, let's come to another item that is very important. An Islamic country that was established by the name of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Now, there is a visible moral annihilation. You see the dirt and dirty laundry is floating, and the private personal life is not promised anymore. If you go to the Google and the YouTube and other social media sites, and you will see the erotic and pornographic and the extreme the substance and material is available that is not only created within the Pakistan, but the one of the now it's becoming an industry. They are marketing proudly, and the responsible, they are not taking care of that. Even the former prime minister, he loudly said that he was a playboy. Please tell me very clearly, can a playboy be a prime minister of Pakistan according to the constitution? And what's the courts, what is the Supreme Court is doing, and where is our morality stand, and what is our constitution?
First, would you please give me a definition of playboy?
Playboy, you can better explain. Uh,
You
I
want to put the burden on me? Okay, let me give you the definition of playboy.
a person who doesn't respect their values, a person is so stubborn and he's selfish enough, and he is sensual and very sexual, and he is loose, and he is just a person, a vagabond. He has no moral, and he don't have any respect for the relations. And one of the case is about to be decided is uh, his love child. This is the matter is in the right now. But after that, he is now confessing that he was a very proudly he said he never denied he was a playboy. So who would be the next playboy, our prime minister?
Two things in your discussion, I would take advantage of that. One is the question that you asked: what is the definition of a playboy? You explained, but there is still something vague there, and let me make that clarity on this. And the second word is called default, which has been rapidly used, is not related to your question, is being used time and again by Safdar, that Pakistan is not going through default, and this is a question being forwarded in the media. I'd like to clarify post audience for those who do not understand what default means and what play. First, coming irrelevant question: what is default? Default does not mean that you could not make the payments and you defaulted credit card payment for this month. That is an open discussion. But if you could not sustain payments and you asked to make arrangements for further payments after further loans, that means you failed to make a payment on time and you asked for further loans or extension of time to pay that amount. Pakistan is not paying the loans on time in the months. For one of the bonds whose money was
Dr.
paid.
Sahab, you dodged my question second time.
No, I'm coming to that. So that is called default. Default. This is a default by substantial evidence. You could not the obligations of LCs of the Pakistanis, which has been opened. You could get the ships unloaded at port, and they had to return back. This is also a default. And when he did the word default, he should be very clear as the CPA. He has more learning in his school to understand what default means. That's one thing. Now, the second thing is, let me make it clear. Playboy means a man who takes pleasure in sexual acts. Pleasure in sexual acts. And that is what he has confessed to taking pleasure in sexual acts. He called himself as an all-rounder in cricket. He called himself as an all-rounder in games. We did not that this all-rounder means all-rounder in the avenues of life. And that is what the most I can express over the media. What he has done, something that contradicts the statement of Saqib Nisar. Had Saqib Nisar been here, you would ask Saqib Nisar to come up to your shows and face us when he said that he's Sadiq, an honest man. Where is that honesty when you are a playboy? Does a playboy be called Sadiq and Amin? Is that Pakistan Supreme Court? Pakistan Supreme Court should tender an apology to the people of Pakistan that a former Chief Justice of Pakistan declared a self-confessed playboy as Sadiq and Amin, which is a disgrace to the Muslim Ummah. Because Muslim Ummah uses this word for Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used by of Makkah. How dare the clerics of the Maulvis of Pakistan, the Muftis of Pakistan are this issue when a confessed playboy has to be a playboy and he was called an Amin. And how dare these people, big names in Pakistan, Islamic ideology and of Islamic ideology in Pakistan, making unity, forming alliance with these forces in contesting elections in Pakistan. What is this? Is there some sort of
This is
morality
very,
that exists in Pakistan when a Sri Lankan man who did not know Arabic took out a piece of Quran Kareem from the walls and he brutally murdered and burned alive? Is this the same nation which is just silent on this observation and statement that he claimed himself as a playboy? How do we know that he's no more a playboy? Is there an videos and audios that is coming up now proves that he is in all such activities in my own Facebook go and see his life movements in the current life. What was he doing with the girls? That was right there. Is that pleasure a sexual pleasure? Is that not? This is what Sadiq and Amin is? And where are these Maulvis on this? Where is this ideology of Pakistan? Where is that Iyaka na'budu wa Iyaka nasta'in in his hand?
Dr. Saab, do you think now General Bajwa has enough justification and he will say the reason he was sacked out because he confessed to him that he is a playboy? and the obscene, these erotic audios and videos he personally gone through, so he has a proper justification. Dr. Saab, let's come back to our last segment.
In the last segment, just one more remark for your audience.
Yes.
Fortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I am ashamed. Pakistan's leadership shown three qualifications, 3 W's: whiskey, and wealth. All leaders who have been brought into power were involved in these 3 W's. Is this an Islamic state? I am ashamed of thinking that way.
Dorsa, you are very, very much right. I'm really embarrassed myself when I see these pornographic, melodramatic, erotic scenes and on social media. Right now, if you open Facebook, this is only designed to find each other, your friends, but every second scene is erotic and is from Pakistani. So the total annihilation, a moral and physical annihilation. You are right. These uh, religious organizations and the people, they are clergymen. They have a very big mouth and they came out for their own personal reasons, but now they are very quiet and they are. I believe they do have smartphones and they are themselves they are enjoying all these audio videos and satisfying their own urge. It's very unfortunate, Dr. Saab, that the youth, uh, women in our children, they have an access to smartphones. Their moral and their future is at stake. And Supreme Court and the other lower courts, high courts, I think they should take action and especially the PEMRA, the PTA, some of the channels and some of the sites They are very, 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 very dangerous for Pakistani children and youth and women. I think they should come up if they really love Pakistan and they really uh, love the ideology of Pakistan. And this is the time they should come up. So, Dr. Saab, let's come to the last segment. The National Security Council sat down twice uh, in 4 days, and they made a very big decision. The first decision, they will not deal with any terrorist organization. Period. And second, uh, they also decided to go after those who are marketing a bad verdict against Pakistan's economy. And these two. But just after that, our interior minister he issued a statement that the Tariq Talban should hand over or surrender their weapons, and after that they will talk to them. So, how important these national security council meeting? What is going on, and what you are expecting tomorrow or in a week?
Well, the point is this: there's no concern. Yes, Tehrik Taliban Pakistan is a threat, and these terrorist activities have to be taken into task. These people who are involved in such activities, Pakistan has concerns so far. Any security lapse takes place at any place, like the one that happened just now in Punjab, in CTD, and the major concern is that those provinces which are under the control of the PTI are more prone to attacks. Why is that? What is the relevance, or is this just a coincidence? Case Pakistan has to deal the security matters. No one is going to harm in doing that, because any threat within Pakistan has from within Pakistan, and be taken to task with iron hands. So far, the message given to these organizations in the last meeting is that they have not been brought to task, and no results has taken place so far from Pakistan entire iron hands Pakistan law enforcement agencies, and in this the Pakistan judiciary has tremendously failed prosecuting those who are responsible for such acts. Had there been rule of law in Pakistan, and had there been a rule of law governed by authorities in the judicial system and the leadership of the judiciary, then Pakistan would not have faced these things. I still remember the statements and the historical facts that our fathers, our mother used to tell us that what wrong happened in the British Raj system was very strong in those days, although Pakistan was a colony under control of the British Raj. And what we see is the judiciary that it only functions properly where minority chief justices of Pakistan, Justice Cornelius or Das. Other than that, the Muslim leaders or the chief justices have not, most of them. I don't say everyone, most of
Dr.
not.
Saab, Dr. Saab, you have 1 minute. A last question to you. United States government uh, uh, issued a very great statement, uh, and they uh, clearly stated that Pakistan has a right to defend itself, and there would be a cooperation on defense level. It's a great thing that will strengthen Pakistan America relationship, not only with the military but with the civil government. And in addition, the sanction of 15 million is not a big amount, but it's the ice start melting. So the down the road, this the dealing with this terrorist attack is not a Pakistan's only issue. This is a world issue. Terrorism is not a localized. It's an international and global phenomenon. How important this U.S. State Department's statement is? How important is this to give a message to the terrorists?
Your statement itself, a sweeping statement, favor of the workings of the of the Pakistan's current regime, I think this is not the right information. Pakistan's current regime has not come apart and is not trusted. There is a trust deficit that exists there between Pakistan and the United States. There had been reports issued by the Department of Defense (DoD) recently. There is also a report by the Department DOS recently against what Pakistan has been doing, has gone into the laps of China. There is $15 million is a slap on Pakistan that Pakistan is not putting the right steps, not
Dr.
delivering.
Saab, time's up.
So
Time's
that's
up,
your
Dr. Saab. Dr.
I do
Saab,
not
time's up. Thank you very
I
much for your time,
a lot
folks.
on that,
Yeah,
and Pakistan still needs to leadership. This leadership
Dr.
is
Saab,
in
thank you very much. Dr. Saab,
peace.
thank you very much, folks. We have discussed very important issues. What's going on right now in Pakistan? There are two kind of wars. One, the military establishment, and one of the political party. They are face to face. They are blaming, accusing each other, and the social media, their statements, they are very horrible. And also, there are also elements they are supporting terrorism in KPK and Punjab. A very sophisticated attack on two high-ranking CTD officials and hot terrorists, located them, and who helped them, how they escaped so easily, and so far nobody arrested them. The entire security mechanism is looking for two three individuals, and so far there is no succeed. This is a very alarming situation. Down the road, if this mindset prevail, then the Pakistan's and regional security would be threatened very badly. And secondly, Tariq Talban, they are on a move, and they are they attack, they hammered one of the uh, terrorism department in Pakistan, and they sabotage and terrorize the rest of the Pakistani land. And the one of the journal, Taliban journal, he made a mockery of our foreign minister, Bilal Bhutto. This is very outrageous, and this is against the diplomatic discipline, and no one should use, and especially against the Pakistan is a nuclear country, a sovereign country, and very respectable country, and he shouldn't use that kind of language. We condemn from this our fourth pillar TV forum, and we also uh, demand that the Taliban general should take his word back and apologize. That kind of nonsense could create a diplomatic conflicts within the region, and also sabotage regional security. The United States government, the State Department issued a statement for Pakistan in favor of Pakistan. Pakistan has right to defend itself, and and also extend their cooperation. The $50 million also approved in the next budget, and I believe that will also strengthen Pakistan U.S. Relationship, especially on a defense level, on a civil government also getting involved. Uh, so it will also help to deal with the growing terrorism in Pakistan. Folks, the last thing, uh, moral and physical annihilation is a very dangerous. The youth, women, and the children now they are taking notice. They are watching all these pornographic, erotic, bad material circulating on social media and inbox on our smartphones. The religious parties and their clergymen, they are quiet. The courts, they are quiet. Seems like everybody is enjoying. So this is very dangerous for the nation that was established by the name of uh, Islamic principle, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. So this is very dangerous situation. We from our this fourth pillar forum from Washington Global Forum, we request the government and we demand immediate action, and the cyber cells and the PTA, especially they should ban